Hey everyone, welcome back, and let's write some more Leetcode today. So today let's solve add binary. It's a simple explanation for a problem, and it's an easy problem, but it's got some nice little tricks to it that I think are interesting. So we're given two binary strings A and B, and all we want to do is return their sum as a binary string. So that's pretty simple, right? So in this case, we have A is 1, 1, and B is just 1. So we want to add these together, right? So let's go back to elementary school, add these together. What happens when we add 1 and 1? Well, we get a 0. This is binary, remember? So we get a 0, and then we get a carry 1, right? So we're going to carry a 1. We're going to put it all the way up here, right? So now we move to the next position. We add these together. We add these two ones together. What do we get? Again, we get a 0 because remember we're doing binary, and we also end up getting a carry over here, right? So we get a carry over here. So now we actually have to add one more position. There's nothing over here, right? But we do have that carry over 1, so we add that 1 at the end, right? So this is our result, 1, 0, 0. And we can see that that's what the output gave us as well. So let's run through one more example, and I'm running through this example because it's going to show one last case that we haven't seen yet. So let's just say 1, 1 plus 1, 1. So we add these two together. What's that going to give us? That's going to give us a 0 plus a carry. So this is the case I wanted to show. Look, we have 3 1s that we're adding together. What are we going to do when we have 3 1s added together? Well, that's let's take the first two, for example, right? When we add these together, we get rid of those, and then we end up with a 0, right? And we get a carry 1. So that's what happens when we do just these two, but clearly we have a third one over here, right? So what that's going to result in is a 1 in this position, and it's also going to result in a carry 1 in the next position. So then this is how we finish our computation, right? So on paper, this is actually pretty simple, but there's some tricks with the code that can make the code actually a lot easier. So let's dive into that right now. So remember, we're returning the result in string form. So let's declare an empty string for that. And we are going to need a variable for our carry. So initially we can set the carry equal to 0. And remember, when we're adding numbers together like 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6, we're starting at the end, right? We're starting at the rightmost characters. So what we're going to do to our input strings A and B is we're going to reverse them. And with Python, we can do it pretty easily, just like this, I think. So we're basically just reversing A and B, the input strings, so that we can actually compute the digits in order. And A and B are not necessarily going to be the same size, so we're going to keep iterating through. So for I in range, max of the lengths of both strings. So whichever one has the longer string, that's how many times we're going to iterate through this loop, because we want to make sure we get every single digit. And so we're going to be adding this digit by digit, just like I showed in the picture, right? But it's possible with our loop that one of the strings could be out of bounds, right? Like I is going to go for the longer string. That's how many times this loop is going to execute. It's possible that maybe we reach the end of string A before we reach the end of string B. So let's do some handling for that. So if digit A is in bounds, let's just get the character at that position I, right? If I is less than length of A. Otherwise, if that's not true, what are we going to do? And if it's not true, or if we're out of bounds, we can just give it a default value of 0. That makes things really easy for us. We don't have to handle any like major edge cases or anything, and we can do the exact same thing with digit B. So we can get B at the position if it's in bounds. If it's not in bounds, we can give it a default value of 0. And I think this just helps us keep our code pretty clean. But remember, when we have these digits, we want the actual integer, not the character, right? We're iterating through a string. B of I and A of I are both characters. How can we convert these to the digits? Well, we can get the ASCII value in Python with this function, ORD. We can get the ASCII value, but we don't want the ASCII value. We want to convert it to an integer. So we can take the ASCII value of that and subtract from it the ASCII value of 0. So basically what this is going to evaluate to, if A of I is the character 0, this is going to compute to integer 0. If this character was 1, then this is going to compute to the integer 1. So it's basically intuitive. It's basically doing what you would expect or want it to do. It's converting the character into an integer. So now that we got our integers, what are we going to do? We're going to sum them together into a total. So we're going to take digit A plus digit B, add them together. Don't forget the carry though, right? So let's add that carry as well. So what character are we going to be adding to our result string now? Well, we're going to take the total and actually mod it by 2. The reason we're modding is, what if we had a total of equals 1, right? What's the digit we'd want to add to our result? In that case, we would want to add exactly 1, right? What if our total was 2? What's the digit we would want to add? In that case, we'd want to add a 0 and then change our carry to a 1. What if this was a 3? In that case, we'd also want a 1. So that's why we're modding by 2, because it just works, right? If you go through all the cases, modding by 2 just ends up working. And we don't want the integer, right? Because we're adding it to our result string. So we're going to convert this integer into a string. And then we can take our result and add this character to the beginning of our result string. And after we're done with that, we also don't want to forget to update our carry integer. How can we do that? Well, in that case, we're going to take the total and divide it by 2. Not mod it by 2, but divide it by 2, right? Because if the total is equal to 2, then we have a carry of 1. If the total is equal to 3, then we also have a carry of 1. If it's equal to 1, then we do not have a carry, which is why we're dividing by 2. So once this loop is done executing, it's going to guarantee to go through every digit in both strings. But it's possible that at the end of this loop, our carry could be equal to 0, but it could also be equal to 1. So we want to add just one more if statement. If the carry is non-zero, then what are we going to do? Then we're going to take our result and add a 1 to the beginning of the result. And that's actually the only thing we have to worry about. Once we're done with that, there's no more edge cases, there's no more logic to handle. All we can do is return that result string. So that's actually the entire problem. This is definitely a linear algorithm, so it's pretty efficient. And we're not doing anything super fancy. I think the main thing I'm just doing is a couple techniques to keep our code pretty clean. Like I'm doing this as well as like these computations. There's definitely a lot of different ways to solve this problem though. You don't have to reverse the input strings either. I think that does make it easier though. But in general, I hope that this was helpful. This is a kind of a tricky problem for an easy question, but it's not too bad. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe. It supports the channel a lot, and I'll hopefully see you pretty soon.